That are sitting around you. Also, I respect your volunteer docent. Now, if you need to make or take a cell phone call, that's fine. Please do it downstairs inside the salon. You're also welcome to sit downstairs inside the salon if you like, for whatever reason. You can hear perfectly fine, but your view is going to be obstructed, so keep that in mind. No matter where you're sitting, don't lean back in the chairs, don't stand or kneel in the chairs. If you're on the outer decks, don't lean over the rails or throw objects over the rails. In the unlikely event of an emergency, we have enough life jackets on board for everyone. They're located in a few locations. First one is the phony black smoke signal,
which is in Sevilla, Spain. The building is made out of something called terracotta. It's actually different shades of terracotta, so the building always looks like it's in sunlight. And in a city which tried very hard in 1871 to burn itself down, terracotta is fireproof. To the right of it, however, is a building which is flouting all rules of fashion. You know, they tell you that if you want to look tall and slender, you should never wear horizontal stripes. But the building next door from 1958 is committing all of those errors, and as a result of that... It's only one unit deep, so everybody who has a place in there has the benefit of the beautiful view. Now, you don't have to live in a new building to live here. You can live in something that we call adaptive reuse, which is taking a building meant for one thing and turning it into... guaranteed or their money back. And with that idea was born the catalog mail order business. The first catalog by Montgomery Ward he wrote himself. It was one page long in 1872. Within 20 years, lazy, almost very organic look, as if it's kind of emerging from the ground rather than plopped on there. And this is the feeling which Frank Lloyd Wright would take and turn into the prairie style of building all of his homes. Kind of lazy and long, the other one kind of reaching up. So for that, you thank what the architect does. Now, against the background of the new building, you see that woman standing on a stepped pyramid, kind of reaching off. like to make one of my pitches to everybody because we're coming into an area of Chicago which over the next 4 or 5 years is going to change dramatically. Beautiful kind of frontal of the Viva reflecting the buildings of the city back. And the third of the buildings by contrast light box on top. That is built over a political arena called the Wigwam, where Abraham Lincoln was nominated for president in 1860. As soon as we go under the bridge, you'll be able to see on the left another of the great important part of Chicago because as soon as this lovely power plant gets out of our way, people up top will be able to look at about the middle distance and they'll see a low building with a kind of an orangey red wall that's facing the boat. That is built on Jacobin Street and that is the site of Mrs. O'Leary Barn and Cow. And that is where in 1871 the Great Fire of Chicago started. It burned for 3 days with a statue on top. And then sticking off the back of it, because that's actually the whole enterprise, is a kind of glassy garage-looking building. The complex is the Chicago Board of Trade. The glassy building, which is right in front of it is what's called the water cannon. And at the top of the hour for 10 minutes, that little water cannon shoots a jet of water out in an arc. It goes so high it actually lands on the opposite bank of the river. But this is at the top of the hour, and notice how we have timed our tours. Because notice that you did not get a raincoat when you got on E6. The city closed the loophole very quickly, but fortunately we have this very attractive and unusual building by Shipwright and Heinrich. If you see it from the top, it would look kind of like a 3-leaf clover, and the rounded architecture gives the people who live in there quite a bit more privacy than you would get if you lived in a completely orchestra doing a program by Sibelius. That is tonight and tomorrow night also. And tomorrow night, if anybody is downtown at Navy Pier at 9:15, there are free fireworks. So that's just kind of a sampling of all of the things that you can do here in Chicago. I do need to ask all of you to remain or to please sit down while the captain docks the boat. It's similar to landing a plane, so put your tray tables in their upright positions also, if you would. He'll come out when it's okay for you to get up and move around. I am going to get off first so that I'm on the dock and can answer any questions. And before I get off and have to give up the microphone, I do hope that you will join me in a round of applause for the captain and the crew. Particularly, I consider a captain who parked us under a bridge.